Good morning, all my dear students. Listen here. We are working on the chapter number second, that is the polynomial, and it is for the class 9. And in the same series, wherever we have reached, we are talking about the. In my last lecture we have talked about the remainder theorem. Okay, we were finding the remainder, and remainder was nothing. Only we have to just equate the value of variable equal to zeros. Means first we have to find out the zeros of the polynomial, and after that is the value of the variable that we were equating, and we were finding the value of the remainder that we have seen. Right now, see, the next topic is the factor theorem. Okay, we have seen the remainder theorem, and even we have solved some of the question based upon remainder theorem. Right now, see, this is the next topic, that is the factor theorem. And what is it? Factor means what? You can say factor means for example, if I will say that 2 is a factor of 8. Why 2 is a factor of 8? Because in the table of 2 that 8 is coming. Or we can say 8 can be completely divided by 2, and what we will get the quotient 4. So if any number is completely divisible by the another number, so in such particular case we are getting the remainder 0. We are getting the remainder 0. Okay, then only we can say that it is a factor of something else. For example, I can say 2 is a factor of 8. Why? Because 8 is completely divisible by the 2, and what we will get the quotient here 4. So that is the factor theorem that we can apply here. See here, if x minus a, for example x minus a, wherever a is any real number, no problem. If x minus a, it is written in form of the factor. So if x minus a, it is a factor of any polynomial. For example, if any polynomial is there which are given in form of x, any function of the x. So if x minus a, it is a factor of any polynomial. So in such particular case, that pa is equal to 0. In the remainder theorem, we were talking about that pa is equal to the remainder. But here we are knowing that remainder is going to be 0, because if something is factor of something, so in that particular case, when we are dividing the any kind of the dividend with the factor, so definitely the answer is going to be 0, because in the such particular case it is completely divisible. That's why we are saying that it is a factor of something else, because it can divide that particular thing completely by leaving the remainder 0. Next thing you can see, second, that opposite case is there. If x minus a is a factor of any polynomial, so pa is equal to 0. If pa is equal to 0, if x minus a, it is a factor of any polynomial. And see the opposite case, if pa is equal to 0, so we can say x minus a will be the factor of any polynomial. So both the things are reciprocal to each other, and both the three things are true. Okay, and that is coming under the category of factor theorem. So what the factor theorem says to me, in short we can describe it. If x minus a, it is a factor of some polynomial, so definitely the pa, okay, pa is equal to the remainder in the remainder according to the remainder theorem. So that pa it is equal to 0. And second thing is that if pa is equal to 0, already we are knowing that pa is equal to 0, so we can say that x minus a, it is going to be the factor of the polynomial. So these are the theory portion. You will understand better when we will solve the questions related to this particular theorem. Right now, see, question number first is there. Find whether the given polynomials are having factor x plus 1. Otherwise you can say that question is asking to me either x plus 1 it is a factor of this polynomial, either x plus 1 it is the factor of the second polynomial. So this thing we have to verify. Right now, see what we have to do. Nothing else, very easy. Solution, see here, this is the any kind of the polynomial given to me. So what I can do, only we have to verify either pa is equal to 0 or not. So what is the pa? Actually x plus 1 is given to me. So that x plus 1 is equal to 0. So what is the value of x we are getting here? Minus 1. If x plus 1 is equal to 0, because the x plus 1 should be the divisor. If it is a factor, then it will work as a divisor. So we can get the value of x, and that x is equal to minus 1. It is nothing. It will work as a 0. Okay. Either it will be going to the solution for this or not, that we have to check. So what we have to do, if we will write down, if x plus 1 is a factor of polynomial, if x plus 1 is a factor of polynomial, okay, then what should be there? Then p minus 1 should be equal to 0. Why? Because the value of x we are getting here minus 1. So p minus 1 should be equal to 0. Then only we can say x plus 1, it is a factor of the given polynomial. Right now see what is given to me in form of px. You can see x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. This is given to me. What I have to do? I have to just fill p minus 1, I have to calculate. What is the meaning of p minus 1? The value of x I have to fill minus 1 here. Okay, nothing else. So wherever x is coming, we have to fill minus 1 minus 1. That you can understand, it is a very easy process. So first process, I am putting the values of x minus 1, that you can see and verify from here only. Okay, nothing else. Minus 1 cube, it will give me minus 1. No need to explain why, because minus power odd, meaning is that minus 1 will be there. Here you can see minus 1 power square, so plus 1. Here plus and minus, they are making minus 1 and plus 1 again. Right now see this minus 1 and plus 1 going to be cancelled, again minus and plus 1 going to be cancelled, meaning is that we are getting the answer 0. And what was the condition? If p minus 1 it is equal to 0, then only we can say x plus 1 it is a factor of the polynomial. So from here we can say yes, x plus 1 is a factor of given polynomial, nothing else. Right now see the next question. Without wasting time, we have to go for the second one also. Again see the solution. Again we have to check for x plus 1. So we are knowing that x plus 1 is equal to 0. So we can find out the zeros of the polynomial, that is equal to minus 1. Right now again I am write down the same statement. If x plus 1 is a factor of polynomial, polynomial, same thing, no need to repeat. All the things are same, no need to explain once again. If x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial, then we are knowing that p minus 1 should be equal to 0. Why? Because the factor theorem says that if x minus a will be the factor of any particular polynomial, so pa is equal to 0. Pa means x minus a, if you are equating equal to 0, so you will get the value of x as a, and that's why here we are getting pa. Same thing I am doing, x plus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to minus 1. So I will calculate p minus 1. So p minus 1, so what is px here? You can see the another polynomial given to me in form of px is equal to x cube minus x square minus 2 plus root 2. No problem, what kind of the equations are given to you, no need to worry. Only wherever x is coming, we have to fill minus 1, nothing else. Because x, wherever x is there, I have to fill minus 1. You can see I am doing the same process, no need to explain here more. Wherever x are coming, I am just putting the bracket and filling the value minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, all the places. Minus 1 cube means minus 1, no need to explain again. Here minus means minus, and minus 1 square will give me plus 1. Minus 1 square will give me plus 1, and again minus, so minus means minus. Right now see this minus is there and this minus 1 is there. So this minus 1 and this minus both are making plus. So I can write down plus 2 plus root 2. No need to worry at all. Minus and minus 1 are making plus here. Plus root 2. Okay, that I have drawn for the explanation. Right now this minus 1 minus 2 are making minus 2 plus root 2 plus root 2. Otherwise you can say root 2 and root 2 two times are coming, so 2 root 2. This 2 and minus 2 are going to be cancelled and we are getting the answer 2 root 2. And this is the value of p minus 1. What was the condition? Actually we have to get p minus 1 is equal to 0, then only we can say it is a factor of the given polynomial. But you can see that p minus 1 we are getting 2 root 2. And that is not equal to 0. That is not equal to 0. So we can say no, it is no, x plus 1 is not a factor of given polynomial. Given polynomial, that you can understand. Polynomial. Okay, so these are the things. So such kind of the questions are very easy question. Only we have to find out PA. So x plus 1 it is a factor, so we have to equate to the 0. So x value minus 1. So p minus 1 we have to calculate here. Right now see the next category question. I am going to rub the board. What is the next question? Look here. Next question is that question number 2. Question number second is that use factor theorem. Use factor theorem to find out, okay, either gx is any of the, okay, function of x, either gx is a factor of px or not. What is the question actually? Using the factor theorem we have to identify either the gx is going to be divisor, either the gx it is a factor of px or not. Same kind of the question is there, no change. Right now see what is the question. Means we have given the values of px and gx. Question number A, I can write down px is given here. Px is given to me 2x cube plus x square. You can see minus 2x minus 1. This is the value of px and this is the value of gx. What is the gx? X plus 1. Solution you can see. We have to find out either gx it is a factor of px or not. So how we can identify? First that x plus 1 should be equal to 0. So we can get the value of x and minus 1. Right now we will write down gx will be factor of px if what is the condition? P minus 1 should be equal to 0. Why? Because the factor theorem says x minus 1 it is a factor of something else if pa equal to 0. So that pa means x plus 1 equating to 0, so that p minus 1 should be equal to 0. Again same thing is there. Right now see nothing, whatever the value of px that is in front of us, 2x cube plus x square minus 2x minus 1. Wherever x are coming we have to fill the value minus 1, nothing else. So I am filling the values, you can see afterwards. I am just filling the values, that you can also do, very easy work. Nothing is special, same thing. Right now see, right now this is the time to solve. 2 into minus 1 cube, so definitely it is going to solve minus 2, because minus 1 cube will give me minus 1. So 2 into minus 1 minus 2 directly. Plus minus 1 square will give me plus 1, okay, and here minus 2 into minus 1 are giving me plus 2, and this is minus 1, okay. Once again you can solve slowly, okay, no problem. Minus 2 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1, that you can understand by this. That plus 1 and minus 1 are going to be cancelled, that minus 2 and plus 2 they are going to be cancelled, because they both are making 0. So what is the final answer? 0. P minus 1 I am getting 0, and because I am getting the answer 0, so I can say yes, gx is a factor of polynomial, factor of, directly I can write down px. Gx is a factor of px, that is the thing. Second B question I am going to solve in front of you. Again the value of px, it is given to me x cube minus 4x square plus x plus 6. What is the value of gx in front of us? That is x minus 3. Same thing I have to do. First x minus 3 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 3. What I am getting the value of x? 3. Right now I will verify the thing. Gx will be the factor of px when if that value of p3 is equal to 0, and that we can check. What is the value of x in front of us? Px is equal to x cube minus 4x square plus x plus 6. Right now the value of p3 we have to calculate. Wherever x is coming I have to fill the value 3. Nothing is special, very easy work. 3 cube, 3 into 3 into 3, 27. After that 4 into 3 square, you can solve it. 3 3 ja 9, 9 4 ja 36, plus 3 plus 6, same. Right now you can see 27, 3 and 6 both are the positive number. Add all the things. So 6 plus 3 9, and 9 plus 27 again going to be 36, minus 36. Answer is coming 0. Means P3 is equal to 0. If P3 is equal to 0, so you can say yes, that Gx is a factor of Px. Gx, it is a factor of Px, means whatever the divisor is there, that is going to be the factor of the given polynomial. So here I am going to finish the lecture. Next time we will solve some more question based upon this particular theorem. Thank you so much.